Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on the Midday Show live on Echo Television International. Yes, welcome to the land of honest people, upright people, and honest men. Guess what country we're talking about today? Burkina Faso. And of course, I have Tony in the studio with me. Bonjour, Tony.
Comment ça va?
Ça va bien, merci.
Je suis nationalité.
Je suis Burkina Faso.
Wow, I feel Burkina Faso already.
Already. Yeah, Burkina Faso is a place for people to visit. They have a lot of activities to do, and they have a lot of things that you feel you want to do, places you can visit, and all of that. And I know you know some of the tourist sites and some other things they can do. So let's start with one.
Okay, I think one of the tourist attractions or places to visit in Burkina Faso is Ouagadougou. And
Which
it's
is the
actually
capital.
actually a very nice place. It happens to be the center of the whole country, where you have activities like musical band, tourist attractions being there. You see stuff like cookie competitions amongst women and all of that. And aside from that, there are also resorts that you can choose to visit and all of that. And for the fact that it's actually the capital city, you should know that there will be a lot of formal activities like working places. You see offices being built all over the whole places. You see seriousness with even the residents of that particular city, because when you talk about the capital city of a particular country, you should know that that's where the seriousness of the whole country lies. And when you talk about the activities that is embedded in that particular place, talk about working hours, talk about after working hours, where to rest your heads, relaxational centers. You talk about where you can have your head, maybe your head being cooled with probably music, local music. And aside from that, there are also places where you can enjoy local music. Just imagine yourself being in a city like that or a place like that, and then you can as well you can as well get your local song or your local dialect being played in a particular club. If you happen to be a speaker of that particular dialect, it will interest you to go, because you feel among and you feel, okay, whatever persons that I see here, of course, are my people. So that kind of thing would interest you to go there and all of that. So in this particular state capital, there are places like that. There are clubhouses, there are entertainment centers where you find local bands, like musical and local people singing one thing or the other, just to make you feel among. So I think it's one of the activities and it's one of the things that one wouldn't want to escape if you happen to be a visitor in that particular country.
Yeah, they have a lot of festive periods that they will celebrate in Ouagadougou, and then the music and all of that they do in that place is something for you to know that when you travel you have a lot to do, which is the capital city of Burkina Faso. So the next place that one can actually visit, or another activity that they do in Burkina Faso, is to go to the Bobo Dioulasso. It is, I think it has another name. I think they just named it Bobo or Bobo or something like that. And then mainly the things that you do there, they said during the daytime you can enjoy anything that is happening there in the Bobo. And then they said they have a lot of music and all of that. The city is worth exploring in the daytime, but then they said the main time for you to enjoy is at night, which is the nightlife. So if you love night outing, then you should know that the Bobo de Lasso is the place for you to visit, the place for you to have fun, the place for you to, they have different kind of local music, and they offer various clubs and bars attract the residents of the city, and actually is another place for visitors to rest. That's when you come, when you're a traveler or you're just visiting the city for the first time. That is where you should land and have all the fun you want to have, because a lot of people will want to, when they travel, they don't want to rest, or maybe they don't want to go straight to business. They just want to start with maybe an activity, or they just want to listen to music. And then they said the best time is to go to this Bobo location, because it's actually a place that you can sit and do anything you want to do, listen to the coolest music, eat anything. They said the life at night is the best part of it, because it has different kind of lights and different kind of activities, the music there, and restaurants and clubs and all the things that you can do in Bobo. And then so it is actually interesting to know that when you travel you should try to have fun and not just do all the business thing alone or all the work, but then you should try to visit places and know a lot of places, so you just know that you did not just travel for traveling sake, but at least you traveled for the adventurous part.
That's true. Talking about this bobo of a place, I think even the beauty of the place or how it's been built alone is something that is
Yeah,
worth seeing,
it's
because
attractive.
for the fact that the building is magnificent, the texture of the building looks different and it looks more of like okay, what's this? What are you trying to achieve here and all of that? I think it's something that one
Yeah,
should see for yourself, and you'll be like, wow, I mean, so this is how it is and all of that. And as well, sometimes it's not really about the picture of what you see. You should know that there are so many things embedded in the building that probably the picture is not likely to show you,
yeah,
which is why you're supposed to go there and see things for yourself. And then another place is you are supposed to visit as a stranger in that particular country is Banfora. And Banfora happens to be situated in one of the regions of the country where you see a lot of entertainment being done, especially in dry season. The waterfall will make you look for great hiking. When you talk about waterfalls, you'll be like wondering, okay, this thing is here, and how am I supposed to get involved into the activities that actually is being done there? You see a lot of people there, you get yourself involved, and it's not really about you going there and seeing the magnificent of how the place looks, but then have yourself indulge into the activities, because I'm very sure by the time you get there, you will see people there playing with water, or say swimming or hiking or stuff like that. It's one of the activities you're supposed to have yourself engaged into. So you don't just, because of the fear of water or one thing or the other, probably would hinder you from not getting engaged into you swimming or
yeah.
enjoying yourself, and then coming back to tell stories of how the place is actually being built and look. So I think that's one of the places one is likely to visit, or one should visit when you travel to
Yeah, and they said
Burkina Faso.
in the Banfora is actually they said at there's a point maybe during the dry season is where you can see hippos, hippopotamus there, and then you can actually do. They said the security in this particular place is
It's tight.
very tight. Like it's safe for you to, as a traveler, to go there. Like the parking space is safe for you. You can just park like for individual travelers and people who just want to go and play just beside the lake and all of that. So then it's actually a place like it's more like an attractive place for you, because when you get there you see a lot of activities being done there. People swim as well in that place, but then they advise people to be safe, to be careful when you're doing that, because you might don't just end up slipping through maybe a place where you're not supposed to be, or going to the deeper side and then you end up injuring yourself. So then when you visit Banfora, you should know that it is the perfect place for you to go itself, and then just a lot of tourist people that will just go there, a lot of tourists that will go there to have fun and to maybe fetch a lot of things and do a lot of activities there. So it advised that when you go there, you should be able to have your fun and hike and do all sorts of things that you choose to do. Another place that you can visit again and another activity you can do is the Gorom. Like
Gorom, gorom.
actually,
Sounds
like
funny.
yeah, it is actually the a town, like it's the north part of Burkina Faso. They said the situation where it is an important part of it where people go there to do what they want to do. The main reason why you visit there is the market part. That's the things you can do in the Gorom, and the other things that you can do. They said people go there to sell a lot of things, that it is an impressive market. And then the activities they do there, people, their source of income there, the economy over there is all about agriculture, and then so they try to sell a lot of things in the market. So then the Gorom is actually a market space for people to go and sell all sorts of things. These people selling maybe cassava, selling brooms, selling all sorts of things there. And then they said mostly like they make sugarcane or something there, so then they sell a lot of things, so then they do exchange of a lot. So it's a great place for you to do a lot of souvenir shopping. Let's say maybe you have a wedding, you have maybe just anything you want to celebrate, and then you feel you want to give people gifts. So then it said is the marketplace for you to actually go and get a lot of things. So then it is fun to know that when you go, you see a lot of people and then they speak different languages. As we know, their main language in Burkina Faso is French. but then they have other languages that people speak. So
Of
then when
course.
you go there, you realize people are exchanging different kind of
Languages.
dialects, and then they say a lot of things. Like, it is fun to know that maybe even if you don't even understand what they're saying, but at least you can just
Pick
listen
one
to
or two
them and the
things.
way they are saying, and then you know what to do and what not to do. So then when you find yourself in Burkina Faso and then you want to go to the market, then this gorom is a place for it to go, because it's an all-day market. So then anything you want to buy, anything you want to sell, definitely you can go to the market and have your fun as well. Anything you want to eat, you can still get it there. So gorom is their marketplace. So then don't ever think of, so even if you go to another, maybe all these roadside markets or close bys, then you can get what you want to get, but then the biggest place for you to get all sort of things is in this particular market space.
You're talking about this Gorom market. It's actually a market that travelers all over the country come to
Yeah.
either sell and buy. And it's not really a day-to-day market. It's actually a market that I
Yeah.
think it happens just once in a week, and which is on Thursdays.
Mm.
So you should know that a place like that that has a speculated time or day for people to come and sell, you should know that there are a lot of things that
Things, yeah, and
you're
to be
going to be
very cheap.
exposed to buying. And
Mm.
then you don't just go there and probably wouldn't want to buy stuffs. You go there and buy stuffs. And if you are a fan of, say, African materials like souvenirs, like clothes, like curtains, like so many things,
Mm.
you will see a lot of all of those things there, be it food, be it local food, like ingredients for stuff like that
Mm.
and that, sculptures and musical materials and anything that you just want to buy, you can see it there, or probably you find it there, because this is a market that, like, citizens all over the whole country come once in a day. So you should know that there are a lot of things that you're going to be
Yeah.
exposed to buying. And then aside from that, we have the Tibele place that one should visit. It's actually one of the oldest place in the whole of the country, and it's not only the oldest place, but then even those that are inhabitants of that particular place happens to be one of the oldest people that's that I mean of Burkina Faso actually, where you see ethnic groups, and then you realize that okay, these particular ethnic groups have been existing. I mean, have been existing right from time. So you are likely to probably want to, have yourself entangled with them, discussing with them, conversing with them, trying to know more about the existence, or probably the emergence of how they come into existence and how they've been preserving their cultures and traditions. These are things that it will add up to your knowledge as a person and all of that. And aside from that, you are likely to see old buildings. And from the research we made, you see old buildings like huts. You see sculptures that have been built for so many days, I mean, so for many years.
Yes.
So some of these things are preserved. So you can go and find things out for yourself, and you can put some of these things into documentations. You come back and do documentations, and then people would learn from whatever thing that you are documenting on. So I think this is one of the reasons why you don't just have yourself covered, or probably have yourself blinded because of the fact you don't want to go out. You go out and explore. This is a place for you to explore, for you to see new things, for you to be indulged in one activity or the other, because these are one of the things they do. They are farmers.
Yeah.
You don't expect to go to a local place like that and not be exposed to farming. You are likely to see crops of which you've never seen before. So some of these things are things that one should go. I mean, one should do,
Should do.
because citizens of Burkina Faso are not lazy. And for the fact that from your opening you said they are honest people, they
Upright
are
people.
upright people. And when you talk about
Honest.
honesty, you should know that you are likely to find truth in whatever thing that they do. So these are one of the reasons why you're supposed to go there, find out things for yourself, and then don't just relent in a particular region, or probably be reserved in a particular region, but then just explore, go to places and have experiences filled up to your own head as memories thereafter.
Yeah, Tebele is actually a small village that is actually there in Burkina Faso, and then all the things that you can find, said it is beautifully decorated with character and
Yeah.
pride. So then it is actually interesting for you to know that it has made it a place that people will love to visit. People will love to go and see a lot of things, because since they said it is an old building, or rather old buildings are
Old
situated
village.
there, it's an old village. So then a lot of things there have been there for years back. So then people just go there to see a lot of things for themselves, and then they're able to know, okay, this was done this particular year, this month, and this day. And then this is how it is, and then you can buy a lot of things from there too, in as much as it is actually an old village, and then all the buildings they are actually old, but then whatever it is you're looking for, all the history you want to find is there, because of all the things that they've built that thing with so much pride and love and a lot of activities. So then you should actually find yourself there and be able to know what you can find, or rather understand or know, just to add up to your knowledge about a lot of places in Burkina Faso. So then another place again, we have the Ali National Park. The national park is actually in the southeast in Burkina Faso, and then it is one of the 4 in Burkina Faso, and is home to thousands of animals. Like different kind of animals are there. It's more like a national park for them. So then there's a place where they said you can find hippopotamus, and then you can do anything you want to do in some other places. But then this particular place, you can find all parks of animals and all things that you want to do. They said the kilometers and species there and the park there home include lions, antelopes, monkeys, and hippos. As I said, formerly the park was home to the African wild dog, although it is thought that due to the expanding human population and other factors, the species may have been wiped out in the area. Then Watering Hole in Tonga is one of the park's most reliable and popular animal watching spots, and draws a variety of wildlife year around. So variety of guided tours are available and are usually offered at a fair price. So then visiting that place is actually a place for you to get a lot of things, like you see different kind of animals, you whatever animal you're looking for, like they've named them. But then I think if I find myself in this particular place, I don't think I want to stay to see any of these animals, because it's kind of scary for
Why
me.
wouldn't you? What would be the essence of you traveling then if you don't want to? Or probably
No,
going
there
to
are
that
places
particular
I should
park?
actually tell myself, even if I go there, but I don't need to see a lot of things.
You rather not just go rather than going and not seeing things.
No, I
yourself.
rather go to the place, but then go to the country and then not find myself in some particular places. There are
Okay,
people that
okay.
love animals a lot, that love to see all these dangerous animals. You don't have a problem with it. But somebody like me, I don't think I can run faster than any of these animals. So no, I won't do that.
This is fear trying to embrace you.
I
right
agree.
now.
Thank you.
Wow. All right. But then I just feel as a citizen, as a stranger of a particular place or
yeah.
country, I feel it is important of me to visit places like this. You know, I feel the adaptation, the system of adaptation there is likely to be different from where I come from. So I would want to see how they adapt to their environment there, and how, because I feel there are species of animals that I'm likely to see there that I've never seen before. So these things like this should be fun for me.
Sure.
Should be exciting for me to see things I have not seen before. So I won't, because of the fear, say I'm not going, because
Anyway,
I feel there are people
monkeys.
that would guide you all through, that would be with you all
true,
through. So
I
they would
agree.
prevent any harm coming to you. So why wouldn't I enjoy my life to the fullest, being in that
Enjoy
kind of a
it. Thank
place?
you very much. But I think I just want to see the monkeys. That's
Oh,
all. That's all I can tell myself I can do. And then apart from that, no. So if you are visiting there with me, I'm sorry, I can't follow you to such places.
I wouldn't want you to follow myself. So the next we have is the ruins of La Ropeni, and this happens to be a place that has been in existence over 1,000 years. And you know, when you have places like this, you'll be like wondering, like how has this particular ruins been in existence for 1,000 years and all of that. You'll be wondering what's the significance of this thing, what were they being used for during the old times. Like a lot of questions will be coming through your mind, and I believe there are people there that you are likely to ask this question. They will give answers to your questions. So I think it's one of the activities for me as a stranger there to probably have myself embarked into, so that it will increase your knowledge. It will increase your horizon in terms of having explored say natural things and all of that. So I believe it's one of the things that should fascinate my going to places like this. And aside from that, places like that or things like that being preserved, you should know there will be some secrets that are attached to them. You would also want to know some of these secrets. So although some of these secrets are not some certain things that probably they are likely to tell you, so as not to expose themselves and all of that. But then I just feel it is important that you go to places like this, you see things for yourself and all of that. But then if you choose to visit this town, you should look out for the sacred grove of trees and museums. That is, there are some sacred trees that are there that probably you may give them conditions of not even touching them or touching their leaves or going closer to those trees and all of that. So I think some of these things are things that you would want to know so that it won't be as if someone told you and to be like, so the person is actually lying to you
Yeah.
and all of that. So some of these superstitious beliefs are things that you just, sometimes I feel some of these things are just things that are supposed to scare us away and all of that. But then when you experience it yourself, if it is true, you will tell. If it is not true, you come and tell the story.
Yeah, the rules of Penny, actually, people say if you find yourself in this particular place, they will advise you more to just ask for where the museum is, so that you can
It's not a
just
place
go
that
to
you
the,
can just roam
yes,
about
so you
and
should just go to the museum straight and then just see what you want to see, buy what you want to buy, and then just leave the place. That is more like an advice from them. So
it's
in
a
case if
sacred
you
place.
want to visit Burkina Faso and you find yourself in this particular place, then just ask them, because they have a lot of people there that can just advise you and say a lot of things to you, so you can be safe and do the right thing. So then, as we all know, Ouagadougou is actually the capital of Burkina Faso, and then they said there are places that you can visit and things to do in this particular capital. And one of the things you can do is to visit the Grand Marché, and then said you can find almost anything in the market, be it curtains, be it food, be it souvenirs, be it anything. So far as you have gone to the market, there are a lot of things you can do in this particular market space. Then he said whatever it is you do, you should remember to buy some things for your families, and then even for tourists, you find things that you can use to cook and all of that. So then this is one of the grand places or marketplaces where you can do a lot of things in this part of Burkina Faso.
When you talk about places like this, you'll be just wondering, okay, if a market is set aside like this, then why wouldn't I, even if I don't want to buy anything, like I don't have the intention of buying something, like, let me just go for myself and see things. And you are even likely to be tempted to buy things when you
Of
start
course.
seeing them, because you'll be like, so this thing is here, okay, let me buy it. Let me, if not for anything, let me show it off to those that are at home. And market is a place that you see so many people. It's just like when you go to hospital, places of being people of high class, low class, and all of those combination of peoples and all of that.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to have yourself inclined or probably indulge into these people and roam about with them, ask questions of places that look strange to you, and then you come back home with a lot of things that you are likely to see that probably might have caught your fancy and all of those things. So I believe it's one place that or one thing to do if one happens to be a visitor in such places. And then the other place to visit, or one thing to do there is you visiting the artisan markets. This is a place of art, like place of art rather, where you are exposed to a lot of artistic things, like when you see sculptures, when you see drawings, paintings, a lot of things that you'll be wondering what has inspired those that worked on these things and all of that. So I feel these things, right? If someone can be inspired to do stuff like this, then I'm supposed to ask question, okay, what inspired this person? And there is a way that art tends to open your mind to like to beyond your imagination. You'll be wondering the exact inspiration behind such art and all of those things. Although it varies, though, if you really are not a lover of art, you are likely not to enjoy yourself there, or probably you will not even find anything significant. But if you're a lover of art as an African person, you really enjoy this particular place,
Yeah.
because you're exposed to so many activities there.
Yeah,
and all
when you
of that.
just see they sell a lot of art galleries and museums, and that is why it has made that particular place so unique that a lot of people just want to go and see for themselves. They said whatever thing you want to buy, they have different bags, they have shoes, they have hats, they have a lot of things, even paintings that you can just get
Anything
to just decorate
arts,
your
you will see it
hotels,
there.
your restaurants, your homes, and all of that. So then if you find yourself in Burkina Faso, visit the artisan market. At least one of the places that you can do anything or buy anything for yourself. They said you should see the Ouagadougou Cathedral. The official name of the cathedral there in Ouagadougou, it dates since 1930s.
Wow.
Then the unique orange color in the cathedral is worth to visit. And then you can buy plenty of religious souvenirs at the entrance. It's more like all these Catholic places where you find yourself, and then they're doing all these things, and then in the morning you can just buy anything you want to buy. In fact, from morning till night, like you can just buy anything from the entrance of the cathedral. So then they advise that if you find yourself there, you can just buy something for somebody, at least, even if you don't buy all these normal souvenirs, but at least you can, being a Christian, you can buy something for somebody. At least the person can see and be like, okay, wow, this person went to this country and then he got this from, yeah, just like going to Jerusalem and then come back with all these things, and people will know, okay, fine, this is what you bought for me from Jerusalem. So then if you go to Burkina Faso, you can get all these things for them from the cathedral entrance and then give it to someone, and then just let the person just appreciate you. Don't forget to wander the back and see the grotto. That whatever it is you find, wherever it is you find yourself, be able to explore, be able to do things so that you can enjoy and just be like, I did this for myself. At least you had fun. So in case if you're having plans of visiting Burkina Faso, then just do well to visit all these places so you can just have fun and see for yourself.
That's true. And then we have the musical instrument museum. You know, this actually is a place that myself I would love to visit because I'm a lover of music. And you know, for the fact that you're a lover of music, you'll be exposed to see so many instruments, and you understand after you spend a few days in Burkina Faso, that is, after spending a lot of days in Burkina Faso and all of those things, you'll be like, let me just have myself entertained with a lot of instruments. There are places that I believe, I saw here that yes, that they're being segmented for just women, like instruments that are played for women. That is, aside from women, you can't play those instruments for another person.
In a place
you
like
can't
this.
play, you can't play those instruments for any other gender if not women. And you'll be like wondering,
specially
like,
made
you'll be like,
for
wow,
us.
like seriously, how is it being played? And you'll be curious for them to even play to even as a guy, because you'll be wondering why they had to, you know, to specialize those instruments just for ladies or for women. And then out of curiosity too, you would even want to be tempted to play that. Even as a woman, you'll be like, okay, if it is basically being specialized for women, then I think I should play it and see for myself. And there are some places in that same museum that you are likely to, or probably you'll be advised to play instruments for yourself. And I would wonder, I'd wonder, okay, what if I can't play any instrument at all? But then this is for you, that you are likely to play anything, because there's no way you go there and you will not even want to, you can't even play either drums, you can't play piano, you can't play instrument. Like there will be one thing or the other, one activities as regards music that you are likely to. You can even sing if you can't beat anything. If you can't do,
you can't play anything.
You can't play anything. You can just sing. You can do anything.
At least just do something.
And just do something. I think it's a part of the fun, and probably you will be recorded afterwards, and then you can show it off to your loved ones at home. Okay, when I went to this place, this is what I did, and you know, people would applaud you and be jealous to you, envy to go there and see things for themselves.
If you want to have fun, just try and visit Burkina Faso, because they have a lot of places for you to visit and a lot of activities for you to do, even during the daytime and especially at night. We have been talking about Burkina Faso, and then we'll come back. We'll just take a time out, and then when we come back, we'll tell you more about Burkina Faso and their different delicacies. Stay with us. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, it's the Midday Show live on Elko Television. And you know, as usual, we talk about different countries. And we have been talking about Burkina Faso. I still have Tony Ghana in the studio with me. Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course, as usual.
It's not as if you can even do you can do without me.
Wow, now this is pride.
So you have to just be on the show with me. Or I just have to be on the show with you.
Wow, I just have to put up with you like every time. But do I have a choice?
That's what I just said. You don't have a choice.
Don't just feel yourself. Anyways, we're talking about Burkina Faso, and as I said earlier, people in Burkina Faso are upright people and honest people. So then, if you want to do business with people in Burkina Faso, then you are welcome, because they'll be honest with you and they'll give you all the things you need. And of course, it's a place for you to do business. And again, I heard that they can actually do exchange of gold.
Yeah, that's one of the basic things that they exchange that I think is actually to some extent boosting their economy. So I think that's one thing that God has actually blessed them with as regards
Honestly.
natural things and all of that.
Yeah, so then talking about food, of course, you cannot talk about any country without what they eat.
Mm.
Because of course, if you don't have food, how do you want to
You
survive?
can't survive. You can't talk. You can't breathe. You can't be indulged
Is
into
that why
any
you cannot talk
activity.
very well because you're hungry?
So let's not dwell into that right
Okay, my bad. Anyways, we have the bambenda.
now.
Wow, is actually a widely consumed one pot dish that is generally prepared using bitter greens. Anything that has to do with bitter. Oh
Bitterness.
no, I don't like anything
Why
bitter.
are
But
you
then,
doing this as if you already been exposed to the food already?
yeah, at
You are
least I
trying to
know I want
discourage. You
to
are trying
explore.
to be
I'm not no,
discouraging.
there are a lot of people that love bitter leaf soup. A lot of people that love something that is bitter. Like I'm just saying for myself that I don't like anything bitter. So then I can choose to eat, I can choose not to.
Okay, it's a matter
So
of
if you
choice,
feel you
though.
want to eat it, it's a matter of choice. So then I choose not to eat it. So that I don't think you will force me to eat what I don't want to eat, would you?
There will not be need for me to
Thank you
force
very
you.
much. Of course, you shouldn't. So then he said they use a lot of things to make this delicacy, and then it is combined with smoked or dried fish. Now you see that's the part where I come in. Anything that is so far as there's
That's the
going to be
part you
something,
come in.
yes. So
So
far
the,
as there's going
the
to be
the
fish
initial
in it,
parts you are not
no,
coming
but
in
I can
those
manage
ones.
to eat it because
Okay.
of the fish. So then they
Okay.
said people in Burkina Faso actually eat this most times, and then maybe they can just give you as a visitor, maybe not mostly a visitor actually, but then once you go visiting or once you guys meet anywhere in the restaurant and all of that, so it's mostly prepared in restaurants where you can just get it, and then people do prepare it also at home, and then you can just eat it at any time and then just have your fun. You can eat it with anything you want to. It depends on your own choice and
Choice, of
what you
course.
want. As I said earlier, it's actually a choice for you to eat anything you want to. So then when I choose to, I decide if I don't want to, then I wouldn't, because it is what I feel I want. But since there's going to be fish inside,
You
count
are
me
not, I'm
in
not giving you.
always.
If I were to be the one that would,
I'll be eating the fish now. Sorry about eat the fish.
and you not eat the soup,
No.
I'm not giving you the fish then.
Why you like this?
Then we have the rice grass.
Mm.
So this is one pot dish that is prepared using white rice, tomato paste, and vegetables, including egg elephants.
Mm.
You have carrots, onions, chili peppers, and garlic. And all these ingredients are boiled in a rice stew. The dish is then accompanied by some strands of raw onions that are added on top. And then this rice grass is considered to be the national dish for Burkina
Burkina
Faso.
Faso.
So you'll be like wondering, wow,
And it's looking very beautiful. Like if you just see it, you
it's
just want to start
attractive.
eating it.
It's
Like,
attractive. Like look at
and
the way
then
I'm doing my
if
mouth.
it looks
It's
if it looks this good, then trust me, it's going to be very delicious, and you wouldn't
yeah.
want to just
He said
let
some people
go.
add meat to this dish, which is which is actually first browned. Then
Mm.
another important ingredient added to this particular meal is peanut oil, which give the dish its name. So I think the name peanut oil is what they refer to as rice
These
grass.
guys.
That's where the name emanated from. I am telling you this now because I know you don't know.
Wow, thank you for educating me on this. At least I won't forget this in a hurry.
So many people in Burkina Faso actually consider this simple dish to be the ideal comfort food anyway. And it is packed with certain important nutrients like protein, carbohydrates, and vegetables. So I think this is one thing, if not for anything, because of the fact that there is meat, if the rice actually look
I swear, like, I just
inviting
want to eat this rice
with a
like
lot
right
of
now.
things.
Honestly,
I don't really know what they are though, but I know they are edible.
of course. I think if I find myself in Burkina Faso, this should be the first meal I should have. At least, yeah, because it looks very good. Tell me if it's
Don't allow picture to deceive you.
No problem. I'm very sure it's going to be very delicious.
Okay.
Then we have the mafe. Then he said it is locally made, and then it is made of peanut stew that is either be made from lamb or chicken. Now that is the part again where I'm
The
talking
chicken
about.
part, wow.
Yes. So then when you're going to prepare this, of course you can just typically prepared with peanut sauce, and other ingredients include sweet potatoes, vegetables, and onions. Tell me why I won't want to have this. Of course it's going to be delicious. They said it is actually one of their meal that they eat there, and then however it is considered a staple food in Western Africa, and is also widely consumed throughout Burkina Faso. So then they eat it a lot, and then there are many people who will want to have this dish at some point, and some will actually add cabbage in it, chicken, onion, tomato, garlic, and root vegetables. Other versions of this dish are cinnamon, okra, and carrots, hot peppers, corn, paprika, turmeric, cumin, black pepper, and additional spices. The delicacy is traditionally accompanied by white rice and tuwo, as we all know, or any other couscous, fufu, or sweet potatoes to go with it. So of course you can have this stew and
Please,
just
can
eat
we
it
just
with
stop
anything.
talking about this?
Wow, somebody's celebrating. I'm sorry.
See, a combination of meat, like,
I'm telling you, like, you
God,
just want to have
it's
this at
just too
any
much.
time.
There's no way you
Honestly,
fetch stew that you not put meat.
this is what
No,
we
it's
call
not even
rich,
meat. You put
rich
meat.
peanut
It's
stew.
S. Wow.
Wow. Like you just eat it to the extreme. This is interesting
I think this will be
actually.
my first meal. If
Oh,
aside from
okay.
that other,
The
what's the
breeze
name?
pass and
Midday
breeze
grass.
grass.
Because this
Wow.
one looks more inviting.
Actually.
You know, a place where you see plenty of meat, it tends to be more inviting than just a normal rice, no matter how decorated it
If
is.
you're eating and there's meat and you tell me to come and join you, once I see there's meat, I'm sorry, I'm joining you.
Yes,
Call
no,
me anything.
there's a
eh.
way meat
Meat
invites
will
you,
encourage you
like
to
a
eat.
like a demonic thing. Like you don't even know when you start
I
dishing
always
out
say
food.
it's an encouragement. It's more like a trophy you're going to get
Yeah, at the
after
end
some,
of
yeah.
you finishing
So
the meal, yeah,
then,
it's true. Why wouldn't you taste it? A lover of meat
of
like
course.
you. Then we have the toe. So this is also known as the sabo. It is an ugali-like dish that includes cooked millet, corn, or sago. All these ingredients are properly mixed until a smooth paste is obtained. This is typically accompanied by stews and sauces that are prepared using meat or vegetables. The dough-based dish is usually paired with okra sauce, prepared by gradually simmering okra in water along with seasoning like salt and pepper. I think this is never consumed on its own. It's always alongside soup, stews, and sauces.
Mm.
It's just like normal, I think, normal okra. This doesn't look inviting,
Yeah,
but for
no,
the
but
fact that
the fact that people talk about all these different kind of delicacies, it all depends on what they want to do. Maybe it might be is for an occasion. There are some different kind of meals that you don't eat on a normal day.
it's
Uh-huh.
true.
So of course, like some of all these things that they eat in Burkina Faso, of course, it is welcomed that maybe somebody would just want to give it to you.
And funny
At,
enough, sometimes these things don't really taste the way they look. They may look very ugly and not inviting, but then when you taste them, when
yeah,
you
but
taste them,
yeah, true.
it's just
though.
like bean soup.
Mm.
Normally, if you look
Yeah,
at
when you
bean
see it,
soup,
you
you
will not
like,
just want to have
no, no, no,
anything
no,
to
no,
do.
no. But when you
I
taste
agree.
it, so I think sometimes it's like that too.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
then
really
we
about
have yassa chicken. Of course, when I just saw this
forget the
yassa
yassa.
chicken,
The chicken is
just
the main
leave the
deal.
chicken. That's, I think leave the yassa
Chicken is
apart.
the
Then the
main
chicken,
deal.
actually, the chicken is the main deal. And then he said the dish is made using chicken. You marinate the chicken for the whole night with onions, pepper, and all these spices, and then you can just use it to prepare this particular meal. So far as there's chicken in it, I mean, like I don't have a problem. Like
So
I
they
just
can use chicken to kill you.
wow, now I see your evil plan
No,
for
I'm
me.
just asking. I'm just asking an innocent question that
No,
deserves a
sir,
simple
you
answer.
cannot.
Okay.
In as much as I know I love chicken, but
Okay.
you know it's me in Jesus' name.
Amen. Wow. I think this is very interesting because
Mhm.
for the fact that there is chicken, just as you said, because there are some people that basically anything that involves chicken involves them automatically. So I think is a food to try, not really because of the fact that there is chicken, but for the fact that it's one of their traditional food.
Yeah,
To
actually.
try them out and see how it looks like and tastes like and all of that. And aside from that, we have fufu. I think fufu is a very common food.
Yeah,
and
and
it's
they
an
have it in
African.
Burkina Faso.
I think it's
Wow.
an African food
Yeah,
that
of
is well
course.
known all through Africa. And you know, there's this thing that fufu does to you, especially when you are so hungry. Like even if you eat like two, by the time you eat, no matter how hungry you are, I mean, sorry, how hungry you are,
Wow.
no matter how hungry you are,
Mhm.
believe me, by the time you eat two or one wrap of fufu, you will be okay.
Yeah.
That's one mystery because they look small,
Very small.
and
Yeah.
you'll be like wondering, how can this small piece of food be like? I'll be satisfied with just one piece of food or one piece of fufu or say
Yeah.
2 wraps or stuff like that. But then by the time you eat it, you'll be like, wow. Like you'll be wondering, what are the ingredients that they use in preparing this thing that is this heavy in one stomach, and you'll be like, I think I'm satisfied. I wouldn't want to eat anything more because I am just so satisfied. So I think it's one thing that to taste, not because of the fact that you want to really taste it, or it should be when you are hungry.
Yeah.
Because
true.
food, there is a way it deals with you. It makes your body weak and all of those things. If really you are not really that hungry, you just want to taste it for tasting sick or stuff like that. So it should be majorly for when you are actually hungry. People that have big stomach like Linda, you can test.
Wow, I like this part where you have to just cast me out, but I will face you after this. Wow. Anyways, our viewers idea, we still love you, and I know you love us just the way we love you out there. And we always know that we talk about different countries, and interestingly, Burkina Faso was actually one of the places that I loved, because like when you try to visit a place and you realize you find hardworking people,
Honest,
when you
they
find
are honest. It
honest
should be in
people.
capitulation. Like they are honest, and
Yeah.
when you see honest, you are good to go.
Of course, Burkina Faso, when you visit that place, you realize that they don't even allow, maybe let's say, their children to just stay at home. When you talk about education, like they give them the best. When you talk about doing any kind of business, they try their best to do their best actually, and then they give you what you ought to have. So then, when you visit Burkina Faso, you should remember that they are honest people and they are strong people. They work very hard. Like they try to farm all sorts of things just to get all the income that they can get to earn a
Course.
living. In as much as I know that there are different countries that are facing a lot today, but then they are trying their best. Of course, there is no country that is saying it's not facing one challenge or
Or
the
the
other,
other,
and the people in Burkina Faso are actually doing their best to earn a living and to do what is right for other people. So if you visit Burkina Faso, don't forget to do any kind of business you want to do, but make sure you involve other people in the country so they can teach you what to do and
course.
what not to do. Thank
Wow.
you, Tony.
So we
for
are done
doing
with the
this.
show
Yeah,
already.
of course.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, our time is fast spent. So thank you for doing this with me
And
as
thank you
usual.
for having me again.
Of course, I will always have you. Do I have a choice? Now, most
I
time, in
wish,
as much
I
as
wish
you
you can
always
do
want to
without. I
catch
just wish
me.
you can do without me. Oh my goodness.
Wow, this is pride speaking, and the Bible has taught us not to have pride.
No,
sir.
this is not
Humble
pride.
yourself before you
I am
fall.
humble. I've
Pride
been
comes
humble.
before a fall. Sir.
Really? Okay.
Anyways, thank you viewers for staying with us to watch this show with us. I hope you had fun. Do have a blessed day, and we love you out there.